Hello. I decided to come on just a little earlier. How y'all doing? We are back for another video. I said let me go earlier because I might be going out. I got people here out of town, so I might be stepping out with my husband tonight. So I said let me go and get my video out the way because I know y'all gonna be looking for me. So yes, here we are. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a great Friday thus far. I am. Got off work a little earlier today. Praise God, because I was a little tired today. But nevertheless, we are here. Let's get into our show. All right. Everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. Okay. Who we got in here tonight? Who we got in here? Who we got in here? All right, let's do a little rundown. I see Linda Gamble. I see Miss Lady. Gloria Williams is here. Shirley Terry is here. Gloria Williams is here, which we already said, didn't we? Dolores Cameron is here. It's Cookie Dough. I like that name. Okay. Caramel is here. Nah. Artrell Palmer is here. Flower Bloom is here. All right. I see y'all coming on in. Monica Taylor. Thank y'all for being here. Let's go ahead and get started. I see everybody coming in. They'll catch up, honey. They will catch up. All right, so we've been talking about Ernesto this week. All right, we talked about Ernesto, honey, and Ernesto. Why am I getting a new? Hold on. Let's pin that, child. Ooh, that's some good tea there. All right, people steady sending me stuff. I'm like, y'all. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, this wasn't even on my show. This is like the latest news. Something else has happened. I'm gonna go ahead and share it anyway. Damn, this wasn't even in my news. All right, so the guy, the officer Derek Chauvin, okay, they're saying he's been starved again, guys. He's been attacked in prison. He was starved this time 22 times. Damn. Latest news. Okay, that's him. That's him. That's the guy that kneeled on George Floyd's neck. Okay. Now I don't promote violence, but I already said now when you a cop and you go into those prison systems, they don't like kindly the cops up in there. And they know why he's in there and who he, unalived. So it's not looking too good. Now y'all know the last time they rushed him to the hospital. I don't know what the status of his and this literally just came across my desk. So they were saying he was starved, guys, 22 times. God darn. They got him the first time. They rushed him to the hospital. They said he was fine. He survived his injuries. Now this time it's looking like they got him 22 times. He was attacked. I'm sure again. Attacked. So y'all know I ain't making it up. You see it there 22 times. Latest news. All right. As I get more developments on that, I will give it to you guys. Okay. Y'all know I'll be trying to keep y'all updated on everything's going on. All right. Woo, child. All right. So Ernesto, Shirley Strawberry's now ex-husband, because y'all know she filed for divorce. If you guys have been listening to the new updated phone calls between Ernesto and his homeboy, where he done told his ass off on them calls, I was cracking up. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That shit was funny to me. All right. I was like, Ernesto, that's what you need. Somebody to cuss you out real good. All right. Yeah. That's what you needed there. But his side piece, guys, is sitting down with Tasha K, you guys, to do a candid interview. Why are side chicks out here talking so much? Why is that? I don't be understanding that. But his side chick is speaking, and don't know why. Let me get to that. Because I thought I damn saved it. Here I go again, Lord. I know right where I left it though. Yeah, not sure why these side chicks are out here speaking out, but they are. We're going to get into it. Here it goes. And while she's having the actual sit down with Tasha K, now she's sitting down with Tasha K, guys. Now, as she's sitting with Tasha K, guess who calls her while she's sitting and talking to Tasha K? None other than Ernesto. Now, y'all ass done already been caught on all these calls. You weren't really supposed to be talking to Sonya in the first damn place. But yeah, she said that she's been talking to him like every damn day. All right, so let's get into it. Shout out to Tasha K. We're gonna do like a show and then we're gonna listen, all right? Because I don't know how she feel about folks sharing her stuff, okay?
Have not only exposed
all right, hold
Shirley, the husband.
Hold on. Let's back
you
that thing up.
Mistress. You are the mistress to Shirley Strawberry's husband, Ernesto.
Shout out to
we would talk
Tasha
every day
K.
for like 5 minutes, like a breakfast call. I was a friend, and just a
Shout
friend.
out Tasha
We just
K.
talked about everything. You know what I'm saying? 5 minutes a day, whatever. I was just a friend.
Girl, if I found out,
I'm sure.
As a wife,
but you know what? If I was,
if you was speaking to my husband,
if I was fat and busted, would they care?
Now, there's been calls that have been all over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that have not only exposed Shirley, the husband, you, and Steve Harvey, and Marjorie Harvey. There's been a lot of these calls circulating. Now, surprising, let me read this article, okay, because I just want to read a portion of this article. Now, Shirley Strawberry's estranged husband is incarcerated at the Atlanta Fulton County Jail on gun possession, theft, fraud. Hold on. No, I just want to read the article. That's why you're here.
Okay,
that's why you're here. So, gun possession, theft, fraud, child pornography charges, as per the Jasmine brand. Now, according to Sandra Rose, Williams is serving a 23-month prison sentence. You have very intimate phone calls with this woman's husband, and you're claiming that y'all have never slept together, and you only had 5-minute conversations of him waking up and saying good morning to you.
That's Nesto calling.
That's Nesto calling you.
Yeah, okay, Nesto's calling her now while she's talking.
To accept this call, press 0.
Ernesto, it's Tasha K. How you doing?
That's what you're dealing with right now. And I put that shit on every fucking post that I ever had on Instagram. I understand it. I took all that shit, all everything I said, twist it to make fun. I don't give a fuck about that shit. They gonna see God come true today. And you speak. I don't give a damn if Steve don't like you. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You're here to deliver a motherfucking message, and I want to see you do your motherfucking job.
Steve Harvey made her get up and address the things that she spoke with her husband about in terms of his marriage and what's going on with him and Marjorie and her not being at the house, and she's never been to his house, and, you know, a lot of stuff. And
that was one phone call that when he was just asking her how her day was. And she was just, when a person's in jail, especially...
Woo-wee, that's gonna be a good interview. I'm definitely gonna tune into that, and we're gonna probably talk about that one because y'all know we've been following these jail phone calls with Ernesto and damn Sonya. Now Sonya has gone off the grid. Now she ain't been really doing no more phone calls here lately since she knows that the phone calls have been leaked, because we heard in one of the phone calls she was saying, well, they don't really know who I am. They just, they don't really have my name yet. Yeah, we do. This one right here got your pictures over here, okay? We already showed them. We already exposed you, sis, okay? So, yeah, you're not a secret anymore, and you're one of the reasons why Shirley Strawberry, honey, done filed them papers up on your ass, okay? Yeah, you're the reason why she done filed them papers, because she wasn't about to stay with damn Ernesto while he was playing in her damn face, and she paying all this money and putting it on his books, all right, while he laid up in there booed up with somebody else, because, that's what happens when you go to jail. He don't know when he getting out. That's why his ass is ready to get out. All right. Because there's a lot of people who know who he is. And he's got a lot of cutter buddies up in there. All right. That's what goes on in jail. Just in case y'all don't know. So for anybody that's got somebody that's locked up, you probably got a cutter buddy. All right. You ain't hear from me, but you heard it from me. Let's move on though. I don't want to discourage nobody, child. Love is love. Find it wherever you can. All right. Moving on. Oh my God. Okay, so Keke Palmer, let's get into it. I really didn't want to report this shit today because I was kind of upset when I saw this. It always makes me mad, guys, when I see someone who's been through something as horrific as Keke Palmer, to where she went through what she went through with Darius, and then she showed the still pictures of the things that he did to her. It really made me feel a little upset, sad, confused, angry. There's a lot of words I can throw in there, because not only are you a public figure and you have a platform to be able to speak to women and encourage women and use your story that you gone through and inspire someone. But when we see people retracting restraining orders after this type of gruesome and very serious situation that she's going through, and it even talked about where he was being kind of rough with her son, like, you are opening up a can of worms to this person can unalive you. Now, we've already heard about Darius's father being very abusive towards his mother, to where she's had to take out multiple restraining orders against him. His brother, Serranus, or whatever his name is, we just talked about him this week being abusive towards his girlfriend, to where she was talking about he choked her while her daughter was standing there watching. Like, these are very serious allegations. And the things that Kiki was saying he did to her is very serious, where he almost hit you with the car, took your phone, would not give you your phone back so that you could call the authorities. Like, this time you may not get that opportunity. Women, be careful in situations like this. Do not allow your abuser to talk you out of following through with something just because you got a child with them. I don't give a damn if that is your baby daddy. If he is showing signs of abuse towards you, follow through it, because it's going to only save your life, especially when children are involved. I mean, let's go ahead and read what it says. I'm not happy to report this. I'm not. So if I seem to have like a little attitude here and there, that's why, because I'm a little perturbed by this bullshit. So it says that Keke Palmer reportedly calls off the restraining order hearing with baby daddy Darius to handle the matters privately. That says that both have agreed to attend mediation. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's read into what it's saying. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk, because that is where I saw it. There says it looks like Keke Palmer will be handling everything with her alleged abused baby daddy privately after blasting him in public court documents. All right. Now, they're saying that according to news outlets that they both have agreed to handle everything away from the public eye. They were scheduled for a restraining order hearing on December 5th, but both postponed. It says that per the reports that the hearing was scheduled for Keke to make her case for why her temporary restraining order should be permanent. It says that Keke and Darius stated in new documents that they plan to attend mediation together. Why you can't go separately? Now it's looking like you're going back to him. It says that if you can recall that Keke accused Darius of emotional abuse, angulation with an S, and more. You may not get out this time. He's a man. He can overpower you. You've already talked about how he came in your house and you didn't even know he was there, standing in your house for a very long time at your door while you were talking to your mother on a private phone call. What is to say that he don't come back into your home and finish the job that he started? He's already upset that you've ruined his reputation in the media to expose him. Abusers do not like to be exposed. I can tell by the phone call when she was on the phone call with her mother, and he was also talking in the background. You could tell he's got a little narcissist in him, a little narcissistic behavior in him as well. I don't like this situation because you're not protecting yourself in the way that you should. It's sounding like he's slowly talking you off the ledge to come back to him so that you can continue to deal with the bullshit. People like this don't change. I don't care if he's going to mediation. He's shown signs that he is very jealous, and most situations like that do wind up in somebody being unalived. I watched her at the BET, the little BET Awards thing where she just hosted the Soul Train Awards. She got up there singing this song, which we all knew was about Darius. It was sounding like, an indirect message to him that you don't see me, I'm unbeautiful and all this other stuff. And then you go and retract your restraining order while you have so many women that's pulling for you and supporting you and trying to be there for you. You got your mama out here yelling in phone calls, and even throwing Usher in there saying he's gay. She's so damn mad she done exposed Usher talking about he gay. Your mama is going to bat for you and yelling, like I said, in phone calls, cussing and threatening and doing all of these things for you, only for you to go back to this sick bastard. And I got to say it that way. It makes me so mad because it's like you got away. It's like you sent a message. It's like you open Pandora's box and you expose this ninja for the person that he is. And he's just too calm for me. When I heard him in the phone calls with that mama, he's too calm for me, which says to me he has a crazy side. All right. This is the picture that we saw where he is actually attacking her. In that picture, as you guys can see, you talked about how he body slammed you on the stairs in your home. It don't get no worse than that, women. Like, what are we going back to? Why are we going? What is there to mediate? He needs psychiatric counseling. He needs to be medicated, probably locked up. Let's start there. Lock you up, because people get counseling in jail. You can get counseling in jail. For all the things that he did, it's against the law to take someone's phone when they're trying to call 911 to prohibit them from calling for help. If there is an emergency, whether it's medical, physical assault, whatever it is, just know that. If you get in an argument with somebody and they're trying to call 911, you take their phone and you prevent them from calling 911, that is a crime. Where he's broken your phone. Like, she talked about a lot of things that he's done. I can't, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm a little upset about that. When I saw that come across my phone, if I didn't want to have, let me laugh it off. Shit. Kiki, what's wrong with you, Kiki? If I didn't want to call and get a new iPhone, I'd have threw my shit against the wall, because that pissed me off for real. I'm always on my channel advocating for women. I'm talking about abuse always over here. This situation, I've been talking about this Cassie stuff all week with Diddy. It really upsets me. It does. I did videos on it in support of her to make awareness about this situation. You have a young child that this man has. You already said he's jealous of you and the relationship between you and the baby, to where he was changing your child and was rough with your baby, to where your baby started crying, which means your baby was hurt. So why are you trying to work things out with this psycho? It makes me sad to where, and I'm not going to speak it into existence, but guys, prayers, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Prayers. I'm not even going to say what I'm thinking. I ain't going to put it in the atmosphere. Prayers to her. Anybody that know how to pray for her. And I know her mama is mad about this. I know she's mad. She got to be. If you guys heard her in them phone calls, how she was snapping off on his ass, I know her mother is upset at this decision that Kiki has made. It's not wise. You can still co-parent with him without being with him. You can co-parent with him without going to therapy with him. This is something he needs to go by himself, because now he's going to sit in therapy and blame you for his behavior because you're there. He's going to deflect the situation that's really going on with him, the fact that he has a problem, and you're going to be sitting there being his yes man and allowing him to gaslight the fuck out of you. And I got to say it like that. I'm sorry, guys. Pardon my French tonight. He's going to gaslight you and blame you for his behavior. And he learned that from his father, because his father is also abusive. He's seen his father abuse his mother. So that pattern of behavior has grown up in him. And now, if you don't catch it, because now, Kiki, you're raising a son, that same behavior will grow up in your own son, to where he will be putting paws on women, disrespecting women, trying to hit women with their cars, going through angulation with an S with women, body slamming women on stairs. Like, seriously, I see y'all putting it in the chat. Love does not hurt. Let me put that up. Love does not hurt. Love does not hurt. We're going to say it again. It sure don't. He ain't run across the right one, baby. Let's move on, though, because I don't even want to say what I'm thinking. I don't want to say what I'm thinking. People like that. Oh, God. All right, so so I ran across another video. We listened to a guy last night, Mark Curry. I enjoyed the video with him. He has done another interview, and I want to play it for you guys, because I like his train of thought. I like the fact that he is a stand-up guy, and you can just tell just the way he talks, the way he thinks, and how he kind of puts words together in terms of the things that he's seen being around Diddy. And I'm gonna play it for y'all. Y'all just let me know how you guys feel about this interview. All right. Again, this is Mark Curry. All right. He's speaking on Diddy spiking bottles of alcohol at parties to get women inebriated, so that he can have his way with them. And he also speaks on the freak offs. All right. So these are things that he knows about. He's co-signing. Let's play it. Okay. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue.
I want to get your opinion. You know, you was around Puffy, you was on Bad Boy. You know, looking at this lawsuit, Cassie, she claims that her and Diddy had freak-off sessions. where they would get a male.
You talking about the freak off session where they used to do in the studio and all of that over different entertainers' houses and stuff, where they be having them parties where they won't invite you to, and they be like, "We having a party tonight, but this ain't your kind of party." You be like, "Yeah, I ain't going. I don't want to go." Mm-hmm. Freak off parties where you go in there and it be, yo, let me tell you something. We used to go in the club. We go into the nightclub, right? And we go and get to the VIP. All of these girls come around the VIP and they just be standing there. And like, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to get back with you. We got to rewind this back. We used to go to when we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they been have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff. So when you get up, they be like, "Don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there." So we already knew what the drill was. You just don't mess with them bottles, right? Then all of the girls is in the club after a while. They all running, opening up their mouth like little birds. He's running around just popping pills in their mouth. Pop, pill. And then that was the party. But all of the females that was in it, that's what they wanted. That was what party. It was part of the hip-hop culture. We ain't see nothing wrong with it until Bill Cosby got in trouble. He did one too many. Mm. Man, look. Let me tell you something, I don't mean to cut you, this funny. I used to, we used to be on the road, you'd be like, "Yo, let me go to my Puff room, see what they doing." And you knock on Puff door, he'd be sitting there damn near butt naked. You ever just had a grown man answer his hotel door butt naked, and they'd be like, "Come on in." You'd be like, "I'll come back." You ever close your eyes, you'd be like, "I guess you're not presentable." And then walk away, because see, what happens is, if they be like, "Come on in," and then you come on in, they be like, "This man just came into my room. I'm sitting there butt-ass naked. I told him to come on in, and he came on in." You be like, "So what's going on for the day?" Acting like you don't notice he there naked. You be like, "Bro, put some clothes on. What are you doing? I don't want to see you naked. Grown man stuff." Yo, that's kind of disrespectful. So when you get, that's called the test off. How you make sure you breaking in. Yo, call the artist up here to the room, tell him I want to have a meeting by my tub. He be in there by the tub and stuff, soaking and stuff. Butt at naked. You be like, "How the hell I'm supposed to have a meeting with a butt naked in the tub?" Nah, man, come back, man. Let me know when you're presentable. That, and then freak off parties, man, listen. I'm not an angel. I ain't never did nothing morally incorrect, but I definitely not. The girls definitely have my share of pretty women and being famous. It just came with the life. But also what came with it was a lesson. Also what came with it was, you know what, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and still expect to find somebody to truly love you. That right there, those kind of parties kept me from finding somebody who really cared about me. And it took me to leave those kind of parties, those kind of people, all that energy alone, just to even better understand me. That's what I did. That's where I've been. That's why I totally vanished from everything and said, I'm going to be a better man, a stronger man. And that's what I recommended that he do. I'd be like, "Bro, it's time for you to be a stronger, a bigger person." But he still wanted to remain minute. And that's what's happening to him today. See him.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Him opening up the door naked, man. That's weird behavior.
Yeah. Anytime a man's naked around you and they feel comfortable with being naked around you, you know what I'm saying? You be like, "Something ain't right, man. What do you know what I mean? You know I knocked on the door. You knew it was another dude at the door. Like when I knocked, you know what I'm saying? Then you can just go open the door, come on in. Walk up with his butt out. Nah, I just closed the door. I'll see you later, bro. I guess y'all not ready for the day." So that's weird behavior.
That's it, guys. What do y'all think about that? Is that not crazy? It's too many people saying this about Diddy. Like, I totally believe him. I don't think he has a reason whatsoever to sit up and lie about this situation. For Diddy to call him up to the room like having a meeting, and he ain't got not one stitch of clothes on. That shit is crazy. Like, was he high or what? This shit is crazy. And like he said, he does it to like test people out to see if he can get away with certain things. If they don't flinch and be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll come in," then that's his cue to be like, "Okay, I can try this person." and I can do certain things. So it's like I'm gonna start with this, and then I'm gonna keep adding stuff on just to see how far I can get away with certain things that I'm trying to do. That's totally disrespectful. That's some crazy mess. And then they're giving the pills to the women while they're sitting there with their mouth open like this, and you just dropping them in. That's another thing. And I was saying before, that's how he got Cassie in the beginning with that ecstasy when he gave her that, and she was like, "What is this?" He was like, "Just take it." Like he was being very forceful, and that's how he got her. So it's like, I don't want to be somewhere where I'm just totally out of it and I don't know where I'm at. If I go out and if I have drinks, I'm never to the point where I don't know where I am and I can't drive myself home. I don't ever get to that point because people are crazy nowadays. I don't walk away from my drink if I'm at a bar and I'm drinking something. I always have a napkin over my cup. I don't play that shit at all. I put a napkin because it don't take but a second for somebody to do the sprinkle to do the Bill Cosby on your ass, and you be walking around here looking crazy on this shit right here. I always put a napkin over my cup, and I let my straw like stick out. But I keep a napkin over my cup. I sure do, because I'm just so I don't know. I have a phobia like that when I'm out and about because people are psycho. But Diddy, I cannot wait for his downfall. He needs to be in jail. He needs to be in jail. These freak off parties and Cassie was not lying. This man just co-signed the fact that Diddy do be having freak off parties, and we already know, according to the deposition, which we now know is like 60 to 65 pages versus the 35 that they shared, because the other pages were way too gruesome and way too bad to even share. But let's get on to the next topic. Okay, I ain't gonna hold y'all long tonight, y'all, but I appreciate y'all coming over to hang out with me a little bit tonight because we do have some great topics to go over. All right, he's so cute. All right, people steady sending me stuff. I'm like, guys, I ain't gonna get through all this tonight. Like, no, we're gonna have to put that on another show. All right, so Maurice Scott, honey. Do I want to talk about his ass tonight? Let's get on into it. Maurice Scott from Love and Marriage Huntsville. He is caught in the comments, guys, fussing at people about him coming for the bloggers, and people was tearing his ass up. All right, let's get into it. And it was even a real lawyer that came in the comments and read him down and checked his ass to let him know really what it was. And he didn't even have no clap back on that. But let's go ahead and get into it. This person was saying to Maurice, says, period, says, you need to sue the wig off of Melody S. Holt. What she got to do with this? Says, because she is behind all of this. Trust and believe she has been the one feeding these people, meaning the bloggers. So now this particular person is trying to say that Melody is behind the bloggers coming for Maurice and them pulling up their arrest records and stuff like that. Melody have nothing to do with that. She didn't have anything to do with that. Why does Melody's name keep coming up in stuff that has nothing to do with her? She is minding her business, selling her 7th Avenue. And for some odd reason, somebody want to say she's got something to do with this. All right. So this person says Melody didn't do this, and I don't believe she is behind this. Okay. Maurice says Melody didn't do this. Maurice is saying Melody didn't do this, and he don't believe she's behind it. Okay. So this next person says that I don't understand why you are doing this. Says, however, hold on. Oh, these messages are running together. However, being on TV, these things on 6th Season says that says I'm just going to say this, says that it is reality TV and that you're supposed to show your reality. Here we are on 6th Season, and you haven't shown us not one time that you're doing work as a lawyer. Okay, I totally agree. Didn't we say that before? You're supposed to be a lawyer, and not one time you showed us that you're a lawyer. This is what this person is saying. Says your favorite storyline is talking about banging your wife. Says that y'all was off for 2 episodes, and here comes Kimmy talking about her dry box again. We don't care. I said, damn. Oh my God. Okay. They said that we don't care. Says that we don't care nothing about that. Says then Tisha comes up with the I might be pregnant BS. Says that people are tired of y'all fakeness. Says I think Carlos should replace y'all with the Fletchers. Says that we learned more about them in 2 episodes than we did for a whole 6 seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay. Says that you always threaten to sue someone, and said that she didn't say it and was in fact you. Says that she says allegedly, so good luck. And with the lawsuit, and by the way, win a case, FOH, meaning fuck out of here. Okay. Reading his ass down. So Maurice came back and says, I don't edit the show. Nigga, first of all, you got to give them something to edit, first of all. You ain't showed nothing about you in no courtroom or going to the courtroom, getting dressed to go to the fucking courtroom. So now you want to blame it on editing that you guys are not showing what really needs to be shown on Love and Marriage Huntsville. That is such cockamamie bullshit, Maurice. Like, you could have, you really could have given a better answer than that. Now Maurice is trying to say that editing is the reason why he and Kimmy's storylines only revolve around him talking about his SCX problem and Kimmy talking about her libido issues, okay, and still talking about his cancer issue and still talking about her yoni and all this bullshit. Kimmy, you supposed to be a nurse. Kimmy, you supposed to be working in real estate and all this other stuff going on with you. Why don't we see nothing else? Like, you've been using your son Monster as your storyline, and now that people are starting to read into what you're doing and checking your ass on it, now you want to blame it on editing. That was real cute, Maurice. All right, so somebody says, if it's a lie, prove it. Talking to Maurice, all right? Maurice then claps back and says, that's the whole point of a lawsuit, says the plaintiff has the burden of proof, all right? Now he's trying to play lawyer. So this person says, well, tag the blogger, cause who said what about my class of 2020 Birmingham School of Law Victorian, okay, valedictorian rather, says I have a little time today, so they ready to read Maurice's ass down. Maurice claps back with, I don't want to tag them or say their name because they're clear about who I'm addressing. He says that they're not getting free publicity from me, but they will get the message. Like, he's still threatening to sue said person, which we already know is BT. Now, this other person, which clearly is his brother, Micah, the one with the big hips like the mama, he chimes in and says that you must know if Miami Reese, talking about Maurice, takes this much time to address anything when time is money, says that your ass is on notice, says 10 days is beyond generous, says that Proverbs 15:32, only a fool rejects wise counsel, you've been warned. Why does his brothers always feel like they got to jump in something when it has nothing to do with them? Basement Willie, what's his name? Billy went live to throw his 10 cents in and was talking crazy out of his head. I was like, I can tell his ass ain't been on medication for at least a good week. Y'all know his ass is crazy. He been out in the woods out there, child, sleeping in the tree house, running behind the squirrels, okay, eating squirrel nuts out there. You ain't had no medication, and you don't hop your ass online to even talk about some shit that you don't even know about. Take your ass back to the woods and be quiet. Michael, you need to go somewhere and get on the Stairmaster and get rid of all them damn hips and stay away from Golden Corral's buffet and keep your sister from there too, because it's looking like her ass done had a 24-piece chicken as well. Now, I read y'all asses this morning. I still got a little bit more in me. I do. I still got a little more in me. Stay y'all asses from Golden Corral. Micah, with your thick ass. Your Michelin body built ass. Ain't nobody asked you nothing, Micah. You always hopping your ass in something. Go finish Maurice's office so he can do some work. Don't you supposed to be the contractor? All y'all are contractors now that steady getting sued. Like your other brother over there, Marcel. He trying to be a contractor and getting sued left and right. Now you over there talking about you a contractor and ain't finished shit. But you got time to be hopping on him and writing comments for your brother over there. Maurice ain't showed nobody that he did no cases, but he talking about it. That should be your storyline. And we not getting ready to sit here and blame it on production or editing. Edit yourself out of the show. That's what we want. That's what Love and Marriage Huntsville fans want from you guys. The Scotts, y'all can edit yourself out of the show. Let's go on to the next comment. All right, so this person is an attorney. And this person claps back at Maurice. All right, check this out. She says, this is my 30th year of practicing law. I graduated in 1993. She says, 27 years in oil and gas handling billion-dollar transactions. She says, let me help you out. These YouTube bloggers have nothing to fear concerning any lawsuit regarding what I reviewed. Says that you mentioned having class in cases in other jurisdictions, okay? She says, what other states have you passed a bar in order to litigate? Says that you are on a television show subject to people drawing opinions unless malicious use of your name resulting in direct defamation of character occurs, what is your position, Maurice? Okay. Says buzzwords alleged and for entertainment purposes gives these bloggers coverage, okay, that you can't do a single thing about. Read him, girl. Says that if you have clients, as you say, place said energy on them, okay? Says me personally, I'd be about building revenue than a trivial matter. Says, guess that's why I'm in a blessed financial position that I'm in. I will send, okay, hold on, because I lost my place. Hold on. She says, I will send you my information if you need to speak to a real lawyer. I said, girl, you better clear the girl. She done cleared the girls with that. She says that says a lot of lawyers don't agree about the law. This is what Maurice is saying, clapping back at the lawyer. Said a lot of lawyers don't agree about the law or facts for that matter, and that's why we have cases. Says that I guess that I may learn my lesson or I may just prove a point. Nevertheless, keep up the good work. 27 years is impressive. And he didn't really clap back at her, but he was, he tried to clap back, but he didn't. This next person says, I didn't believe that BS anyway. Now I do need you to be more understanding with Kimmy. Telling him about, she's talking to Maurice. Maurice then comments back and says, that's fair. All right. Somebody says, if it's a lie, that you should take it up with Madison County Courthouse where the information comes from. I said, well, damn. So Maurice then says, Madison County Courthouse isn't reporting false information about me. So this next person says, they being reckless out here in these internet streets and it's going to cost them. All right, you shut up. So Maurice then says that for real, and it ain't money that they have to spend either. Then Destiny Tackleberry Payton, honey, the one that is also being sued for fraud, where you out here writing your name on other people's property when it shouldn't be on there. That's what your ass need to focus on. You're a criminal too. She gonna put in there the emojis with the strong arm and then gonna put hashtag but God. Girl, why you always talking about God and you commit more crimes than anybody out here? Didn't you just get out of jail, sis? Weren't you just behind bars with your dotty people bun and them buck eyes sitting up there telling people to pray for you? Where did you need prayer when you was forging signatures over there, sis? Did you need any prayers, Destiny, when you were forging signatures over there on the Barrick name? Trying to get them lights over there in your name when you moved. Okay, did you need some prayers then, girl? I ain't praying for you now. Moving on. All right, so this person says 10 days. Said that you're far too generous. Says it would have been 48 hours at most. These folks will do anything to try and be the first ones to put out some information. Says or get subscribers. And you can shut up too, child. All right, what y'all think about that? Maurice ass got ate up in the comments, and this attorney let him know the buzzwords, they're buzzwords, and if they say allegedly and in my opinion, like you going too far, it sounded like you trying to get ahead of some stuff. Now, we did find out from my understanding that there was some sealing of documents and some stuff expunged. So when he's like, I've never been arrested, it's like, now you can't prove my shit. Because if you go and try to look it up, there's nothing out there because you've had records sealed and you've had some stuff from what I've been told. Kind of like what Martell did, where he said, I never did that, because he feels like nobody can go and pull it up because it's been sealed after you know you were going to spend 10 years. So he was real mad when his mugshot got out there. Martell, he was the same way. Martell was pissed as hell when the bloggers got his mugshot out there and about that whole ATM theft thing. Because he didn't want people to know about that shit. He came on the show like, oh, I'm Melody Cherie Holt's husband, and I'm this businessman. He didn't want nobody to know that he was on that type of shit and getting ready to be serving 10 years, where Melody had to talk to her people to get him up out of that bullshit so that he could be out here acting like faking like he's a businessman. Now, Maurice is out here saying that this shit is not true, but like I said, from my understanding and from what I'm told, there were some records that were sealed and some things that may have been expunged, which is why he's standing on the fact that he don't have no records out there because he knows that nobody can pull the shit up. We see you though, sir. Okay. Black Titan says she not taking shit down. All right. And that's why you got your ass red. And going forward, tell your big hip brothers and maybe your sister too, if she talking to, Tell them to stay out your shit. You ain't you a grown ass man. You a lawyer out here. You a deacon to do fivesomes out here. Surely you can speak for yourself, Maurice. I'm gonna say it again. You are a deacon that do fivesomes and get to come in at 5 o'clock in the morning being out all night while your wife, the bald-headed one, is at home, okay, dealing with her sickness while your ass should be at home with her. Okay? Yes, I did go there. Fight me or not. All right, moving on. I done told y'all this situation with Kiki done pissed me off. So you had to get that, Maurice. All right, for real. Misplaced anger, but so what? Anyone can get it. All right, so last video, and we're going to get on out of here. All right, we're going to go on and expose Clive Davis tonight for his evil, sadistic ways. We've been talking about Diddy. We're going to go ahead and expose Clive Davis ass tonight. Yes, we are. Yes, we surely are. Okay. Let's go on and expose Clive Davis. All right. All right, yep, that's the one.
I'm not a salad guy.
Let's get past this ad.
I've lost 50 pounds.
Hope you guys are enjoying the topics tonight. Thank y'all for joining. All 360. I hope we got 360 likes. All right, let's back it up just a little bit.
In order for me to sign my deal, I had to sit down at a table with Clive Davis, and I had to look at Clive and say, "What do you think about this?" And he was like, "Oh man."
I said there was a party at Clive Davis's house, and that's where the story began.
And then I had to go to like a bunch of parties with Clive Davis.
Looks like today's
Y'all
the
hear
day
that?
we're diving deep into the wild world of Hollywood rumors and the whole rumor mill scene. This corner of the entertainment universe has seen it all, from insane parties to hidden romances. You know Clive Davis, the legendary music record producer? Well, he's practically a party icon, having hit up some of the wildest bashes in music history.
I know some guys who worked personally with Clive Davis, and they had to leave him before they heard him.
And oh boy, the secret saga between Clive Davis and Diddy, which folks have been speculating about forever, has finally come out of the shadows. Speaking of Diddy, that guy's stacked up quite the fortune in the music biz. Remember Bad Boy Records? Yeah, that's his brainchild. He's teamed up with big names like Notorious Big and Usher, and his business skyrocketed in no time.
But he got that catalog. He's been making money off of it, and he bought that.
Now let's talk about the freshest music industry drama. Ever wondered how a young musician hit it big so darn fast? Well, his close ties with music industry bigwig Clive Davis might just hold the key. You know Clive, the record producer extraordinaire. Nowadays, he's making waves for something a bit different than his usual musical genius, his love life. Turns out Clive, who's been married a couple of times before with no luck, decided to take a soul-searching journey to figure out if he was into guys as well. He opened up about his quest after his second marriage went down the drain, wanting to know if attraction was more about the person and less about their gender. Surprise, surprise, he discovered that he could indeed be attracted to men. Even though he's still quite the catch, he embraced this newfound side of himself. Fast forward to 1990, and Clive decided to settle down with a male doctor. They were a monogamous item until 2004, when things wrapped up. And let's be clear, Clive never felt any shame for embracing his feelings and attractions. I never felt shame, no. I felt puzzled. The subject of bisexuality really needs much more discussion. It's a status that does exist. Davis is playing it coy about who his current partner is, but it's pretty darn clear that Diddy has become a major fixture in his life. They're popping up together all over the place, showing up at events and flaunting their alleged gay identities, and honestly, it's screaming close connection loud and clear. Now, while the buzz about Diddy's music industry conquests has been buzzing around for ages, the fact that they've been together for a solid 5 years is like a spotlight on those rumors. Davis has let slip that his partner is basically his plus one at events, and they're jet-setting side by side, which really hints at a pretty tight bond. They haven't come out and said it directly, but their actions and being thick as thieves are speaking volumes. And guess what? People on the internet are all over this. There's this one person who's pretty convinced that Diddy's big break came about in a, shall we say, unconventional way. Sean Diddy Combs was given his bad boy imprint by Arista's Clive Davis, who is openly gay. What Sean had to do for riches is not uncommon for successful black men in entertainment and politics. All that glitters is not gold. Run your race. Let the next man run his. Speaking of Clive and Diddy, them showing up as a couple around town, that speaks volumes. You can't miss their frequent appearances together, clearly showing that they've got a long history and some serious bonding going on. It's quite the puzzle to think about how their friendship might have played a role in Diddy's rocketing success in the music world. They've been tight for quite a stretch. Diddy made his entrance around the early 90s, right around when he was rumored to be wrapping up another relationship with a guy whose name we're not dishing out. And let's be honest, Diddy and Clive's bromance has been public knowledge for years now. And here's the kicker. Clive's never actually shot down these claims, which speaks volumes, especially when you consider how open he is about his relationships and sexuality. Diddy, on the other hand, isn't too thrilled about the whole topic. When Diddy first crossed paths with the mighty Clive Davis, he was just a 23-year-old music whiz. Diddy's hip-hop ideas seriously impressed Clive, even though they came from a field where competition is cutthroat. Clive recounts that when they first met, he was on the hunt for an artist who could genuinely connect with the masses. And guess what? Diddy fit the bill. Clive had big names like Aretha, Dion, and Whitney on his roster, all in the same music universe. But he felt there was a gap, and that's where Diddy came in. This guy introduced blue-collar R&B at its peak and sensed the hip-hop revolution brewing. Clive and his colleague, Ella Reid, saw the potential and knew they needed someone who understood the streets. Diddy was working at Uptown Records under Andre Harrell, but once he met Clive, everything flipped. As Clive remembers it, Diddy had some strong words and visions about hip-hop breaking into the mainstream top 40. He even played some tracks to illustrate his point, including Craig Mack's Flava in Your Ear, and cuts from the notorious Big Clive was sold and convinced, and they started working together. Clive introduced Diddy as a trailblazer who would guide them into the hip-hop revolution, but here's where things take a twist. There have been some pretty wild stories, not just rumors circulating about Clive Davis being involved with men. Some even say he was involved with rent boys and that artists who didn't quite make it to the big leagues had some sort of link to him. People have been speculating for years about how Diddy managed to skyrocket so quickly. Now that their relationship appears to be out in the open, it's not hard to see why folks might think there's more to Diddy and Clive's partnership than just business. This person tweeted, Clive Davis, the gay fashion designer that helped Diddy set up Bad Boy, will clip him if he niggas up. Haha, fabulous, can attest to bro love. This man that also apparently was on the verge of signing with Clive Davis exposed how the industry really was. The truth / this is the reason I didn't get a record deal. I never met Clive Davis, but that was him. I never forget voices or faces. He said that he would make me as big as Mike Jackson and Prince if I slept with gay movie and record producers. I turned down the deal that P. Diddy signed. And like we said earlier, Clive hasn't exactly shut down the ongoing chatter that he and Diddy might be more than just buddies. These rumors have been hanging around for a while, and Clive's not exactly batting them away. Now Diddy, well, he's pretty much stayed quiet about the whole thing. Some folks out there claim that Puff and Tupac had a relationship that was a bit more than just friendship. Weird, right? And this wasn't the only time Diddy raised eyebrows with his behavior. A former bodyguard named Gene Deal spilled some amusing stories about Diddy's moments of gay antics. Imagine this. Diddy and another rapper sneaking out of a room wearing nothing but bathrobes. Diddy supposedly even hightailed it out of the room when Gene caught them in the act. The rumor vine has it that Diddy's not holding back when it comes to making moves on male musicians and rappers, saying he even took a shot at hitting on 50 Cent at one point.
He told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Diddy's antics weren't limited to just 50 Cent. Usher, that Usher spilled some mind-blowing stories about his time at Diddy's place. Let's just say things got spicy. Usher shared a bit about his experiences at Diddy's spot, talking about the puffy flavor and how he got introduced to the world of sec way earlier than he probably should have. And man, you can only imagine the stories that place holds.
Hey, Reed's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor camp.
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's.
It is shocking to think of the things that went down at that Puffy camp, as Usher explained himself.
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were
And when Usher graced the cover of Essence magazine, he couldn't help but drop a few hints about his past with Diddy and just how much he looks up to Diddy. Something that you should know about me is that I'm a businessman before I'm anything else, Usher revealed. Look at the capabilities of Martha Stewart or Russell Simmons or Sean Puffy Combs or even 50 Cent with G Unit. Look at what they did with their licensing. This is my opportunity to do the same. Clothing and shoes are kind of the standard nowadays, so I'm trying to figure out how I can come at it from a different angle. Watches, clothes, perfume, cologne, facial and acne products. There are so many possibilities. And get this, Diddy's not shy about his moves. He practically owned the place, whether it was before or after Kim Porter's passing. He was mixing and mingling with whoever he wanted, be it ladies or gents. When Kim was alive, he was all over the scene doing whatever he pleased. Now, it certainly does seem like Clive might have created a beast that has become a problem for the rest of the industry. That's all for the video, folks. Thanks for watching.
All right, that's it. What y'all think about that? Exposing Clive Davis. This is where all of Diddy's crazy, wild, sadistic antics have started with Clive Davis. Clive turned him on to that because Clive was already experimenting with being with men. And in order for Diddy to come up and be where he is now, there were some things that had to be initiated, kind of like when you join a GANG, you have to be initiated into some things you have to do to prove yourself. And allegedly that is what he had to do. And a part of coming in the door and getting certain things, as that the rapper guy that was saying that he was going to be signed, but he was told you got to sleep with certain people in order to get this deal. I can make you bigger than Michael Jackson, but you got to be able to sleep with certain people in the industry and I can make you big. So these are the propositions that are being asked for rappers and other people in the industry. And these are things that people don't know. When you see these people on stage and these high, they get so high up in the industry like that, you're thinking, wow, these are mega stars. But you're not thinking that, oh my God, there's a price to pay to actually get there. There's some things that you have to do that you don't want to do to get there. Usher is a huge artist to where he's now getting residencies in Vegas. That came with a price. He was 13 years old being exposed to things that he couldn't even explain and or understand at that age. At 13 years old, you should not be seeing those types of things. And they were very, very adult things, because when he was asked, you have sons now, Usher, would you actually allow your sons to go and stay with Diddy or be around Diddy? He said, hell no. And he said it so quick, like it was some shit that he saw that he just don't even want to replay it in his mind. But my thing is, when you brought Justin Bieber in, knowing what you went through as a kid, you brought him into L.A. Reid, which you already knew was also helping groom people as well. Sending them over to Diddy. He knew what was going on, because now he is being charged with sexual assault charges from someone else. So this is something that's being passed down throughout the industry. And these guys, these rappers that look so hard and be on this shit here, they be the main ones out here tooting it up in order to climb the ladder and lace their pockets with money and all these chains and stuff that they see. It's a price that comes with that. The hardest ones be probably the main ones getting bent over. It's sad, but it's the truth. Allegedly. Okay, let's put that allegedly on the end. That's why I'm keeping my banner up. That's just how it's going. That's how it is. I mean, it's very dark. It's very dark. As you guys know, that Clive Davis was also a mentor for Whitney Houston. He actually helped get her foot in the door. Now, y'all guys remember she started dating the girl Robin Crawford. And Robin Crawford was sticking around until Bobby Brown had to let her ass know, you need to get the hell from around here. He knew what Robin was doing there. She would be all booed up and hugged up with Whitney, laid up in the bed with Whitney. At one point, she and Whitney were going together. Who knew that Whitney was that way? And even when Whitney and Bobby got married, Robin was still hanging around like a third wheel. That's Hollywood bullshit for you. So Whitney got turned out as well. As beautiful as she is, as beautiful as her voice was, as great of an artist that she was, it still wasn't enough for her. She had to come into the business and do some things as well, allegedly, to get to where she was. Y'all remember she was dating Robin Crawford. Y'all just saw it in the video where she was hugged up on Robin Crawford. Robin wrote a book talking about she was in love with her. She didn't want her to be with Bobby Brown because she wanted her for herself. She was in love. She cried like a baby when Bobby Brown and Whitney got married because she was in love with Whitney. Crazy stuff in the industry. crazy, crazy stuff that's going on in the industry. And we keep talking about it. It's given Sodom and Gomorrah. It's given that in the Bible. If you go look it up, that's what they were doing in the Bible when God destroyed the entire world there when they were doing that. Hollywood is the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. Am I saying it right? Sodom and Gomorrah, rather. Okay. Let's read what it says about Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, for those of you that don't know. Okay. All right, so they're saying Sodom and Gomorrah were two biblical cities destroyed by God for their wickedness. Okay. It says that the story parallels the Genesis flood narrative in its theme of God's anger provoked by man's sin. Okay. Now, they're saying that what was the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah? Now, they're saying in Jude 1:7, it says that it records that both Sodom and Gomorrah indulged in sexual immorality and pursued unnatural lust, serve as an example by undergoing a punishment of eternal fire. I'm sorry, I can read eternal fire. Okay. All right. Now they were asking, what is God's opinion of? They said, what does God say about Sodom and Gomorrah? They says in the Genesis account that God reveals to Abraham that Sodom and Gomorrah are to be destroyed for their grave sins. This is what's going on in Hollywood. This is what God thinks about this Sodom and Gomorrah type stuff. Okay, let's continue. They're saying, where is Sodom and Gomorrah? There says the Dead Sea, where Sodom and Gomorrah are supposed to have been situated, results one Bain, and I don't know who that is. So they're saying it's located somewhere near the Dead Sea. Okay. All right, so this asks, what does Sodom and Gomorrah symbolize? Okay, they're saying with this full context in mind, it says the meaning of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah is, after all, summed up by the prophet Ezekiel. It says they had pride, excess of food, and prosperous ease, but did not aid the poor and needy, including the angels who should have been honored guests. I don't know about that. Okay. All right. So they're saying, what happened to the city of Sodom and Gomorrah? They said in the book of Genesis, God rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven, and the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. Okay. This says that according to the Gospel of Luke, on the day that Lot left Sodom and Gomorrah, it rained fire and sulfur from heaven and destroyed all of them. Okay. Right. Y'all remember that. All right. Now they're saying, what is Sodom and Gomorrah called today? Let's get into it. All right. They're saying that the present day industrial site of Sodom, Israel, and the Dead Sea shore is located near the presumed site of Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. That's just showing the location. What is the allusion of Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible? The wrath of God. Okay, rewarding of obedience and righteousness, typical biblical themes. Often the allusion of Sodom and Gomorrah used to convey either total destruction or punishment of sinners. So it's clearly says that God frowned upon that type of behavior. And this is something that is running rapid in Hollywood today. And it's a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah in Hollywood, where people are doing things with the same sex in order to get by, and in order to climb up the ladder, in order to get certain things. The love of money is the root of all evil. So they're doing these things for money and monetary things, for gold chains, for gold grills, for nice cars, for large mansions. They're doing these things, and they are selling their souls for these things. And how they're selling their souls is sleeping with the same sex. They're trafficking other people within the industry in order to call it a business transaction, to make it look like it's business. They're connecting trafficking and the Sodom and Gomorrah behavior in terms of trying to connect it in terms of being business. They're making it look like it's a business proposition. Like I just said, the guy that was trying to get into getting a deal, and he had to go through Clive Davis. Clive was saying, okay, well, in order to get this deal, you got to come and party with me. We all know what this word party means. Diddy uses this as well. When you going to come party with me? We heard him in several videos asking several rappers, all right, when you going to come party with me? What'd you do for your birthday? He opened up the conversation with Fabulous. What'd you do for your birthday? And Fabulous was looking like, why the fuck do you want to know? I hung out with my family. Like, why? Why do you want to know? Well, you ain't hung out with me yet. You haven't come to party with me yet. We all know what they say happened at Diddy's parties. We done talked about it. We've been talking about it all week. When you walk in the front door, it's like, oh, this is music. Okay. It's hype up in here. Walk down the hallway a little bit. It's kind of dark and gloomy. You start hearing maybe some moans and groans. You open the door, think you're going into the bathroom, and it's this huge bed where a bunch of men are laying there half dressed or not dressed at all, doing some very unmentionable things. Okay. And they're saying that Diddy is laid in there as well with these men, allegedly. That's what I'm hearing. That is what I'm hearing. Too many people are talking about these parties. All right. Justin Bieber had to spend 48 hours with Diddy. Y'all remember we saw that in the video in order for his career to take off, which he was very messed up in the mind as a young child, where he was sent by L.A. Reid to go hang out with Diddy to teach him the ways of Hollywood. He was turned out. He got to the point to where he had to go get some spiritual help because he was so gone mentally from the things that he saw and had to encounter being in the industry, being around Diddy and all the other people that's involved. And as you can see, they said that it's the higher ups that's passing this stuff down, and it's like a generational Sodom and Gomorrah. So it started with Clive Davis. Clive has now passed the torch to Diddy. Diddy is going to be passing the torch to somebody else when he gets older. I wouldn't be surprised if he's grooming his own son. That son that looked like him, I can see him doing some shit like that because he wants to be like his dad real bad. And I would not be surprised if his sons have seen some things because from what I was seeing in another video, it was said that, and I'm going to say allegedly, that a couple of his sons also had some encounters with Cassie as well in some FOs. I'm not sure. That's what I'm hearing. I'm going to say allegedly, and I'm going to keep my banner up on that when I say it. So it sounds like some modern day grooming type stuff going on here. And I don't know. I don't know. But like they say, what profit a man to gain the whole world and lose your soul? Why are you losing your soul over a car? Cars break down. Why are you losing your soul over a house? Houses burn down. Houses go into foreclosure. If you're not selling music like you should, you're not going to have any of those things. And in order to continue to keep that lifestyle, you have to stay connected. And when I say connected, in the Sodom and Gomorrah type way, you got to toot it up, in other words, for those of you that can't read between the lines. You got to toot it up to get a nice little, Range Rover. You got to toot it up and go to some parties that you don't want to go to get that nice change in that nugget ring. To be accepted in Hollywood and that particular society, to be able to work in Hollywood. There's some things you got to do. Some things you got to do. Jamie Foxx let it slip out that when Nick Cannon was 13 years old, Nick Cannon was sleeping over there at his house at some wild parties. See what I'm talking about? Let it slip out. What's a 13-year-old doing sleeping at your house while you're having wild parties? Same stuff that was going on with Usher. Sounds like some grooming is going on there. Diddy let it slip out that he and Usher were laying in the bed when Usher was 10 years old, sleeping in the same bed. Wrestling. We already know that play wrestling stuff. I know I wrestle with my husband sometimes. Y'all get out of my business. We know what it means. We already know what it means. So that is what's going on. So I played that video so that we can see actually where this grooming stuff came from with Diddy. It comes from somewhere. He learned it from somewhere. He's been fooling with Clive Davis for years. Okay. He's been fooling with Clive Davis for some years. And your girl, she's been talking about it. She's been telling, but a lot of people like to say Jaguar Wright is crazy. I keep saying, no, she's not. Jaguar been in the business for a long time. She used to be backup singer for Jay-Z. She's seen a lot of stuff. And she knows, and I believe it. They can say she's crazy all she wants to. I believe it. She knows Clive Davis well as well. Okay. So don't count her out on all the stuff that she be saying. When you hear her talking about some stuff, listen, because she be throwing out some nuggets and she be on to something. She is on to something. That's why they don't want her in there, because she is a talker. She talked about Diddy and the lady walking in there where Christopher Williams was down on his knees trying to get ahead in the business. Somebody said, Caramel, keep wrestling with your husband. I sure will. I sure will, honey. Yes, baby. Keep the wrestling going, honey. Yes, ma'am. Yes, God. But we're gonna get on out of here. That's all I have for you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the topics that we talked about tonight. We talked about the Sodom and Gomorrah in Hollywood and where it started with Clive Davis and it's being passed down, guys. When you see these big stars out there, it came from somewhere. And all of them are doing things in order to make their mark in Hollywood. And it's sick, it's perverted, it's nasty, it's horrific, it's sadistic, it's everything that's not of God. Let's just put it that way. Everything that's the opposite of good. That's what's going on here. All right. But let's get out of here. Thank you guys. Somebody said, did it only female? Okay. All right. Yeah. So it said Jaguar has never said allegedly with anything she said. She hasn't. She stands on everything that she says. And I like that about her. And she's not afraid to speak her truth either. She don't let nobody scare her up to shut up. And I like that about her. Keep talking, girl, because I love this tea. And I'm going to keep talking about it as well. We're going to keep exposing. As I run across more videos, I will continue as well. Somebody said, I'm so disappointed to hear that Christopher Williams did that thing. See, and I had a tiny little crush on him back in the day, baby, with that Don't Wake Me, I'm Dreaming. Like, bitch, you need to be dreaming now. I'm ready to go dream after hearing that. Like, I don't like you no more. Like, you ain't on my crush list no more after finding that out. Yeah, you're not on my crush list no more, Christopher Williams, after finding that you down there on your knees and you won't praying. Like, yeah, you're not on my list no more. But thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you guys being here and sharing your Friday with me, you guys. Love you guys all the way down. Moss, thank y'all for doing a great job of keeping the trolling down. Everybody, please like the video. Again, please like the video. If you have not subscribed to this channel, don't know what you're waiting on. As you guys can see, we have the tea over here. We have fun over here. We read and drag over here. We call folks to the carpet over here, okay? Love you guys all the way down. If there's any content creators that join us tonight, thank you guys for being here as well, okay? And goodbye. Some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here.